Give me URL. Need the double. Cool. That means it's time. We are here. Here we are. Again, at last. Okay. Hey, yup. By the way, don't try to build LVM in debug mode if you can avoid it. Debian mode, I can't fucking see. Debug mode if you can avoid it. I had to earlier and it crashed my X-Wayland despite me limiting its memory. I think we're building in release mode, even though for some reason it output it to the debug, the default debug configuration. I don't think anything in here will tell me that. Probably not. When I cmake command configure whatever the heck the first time, which one of these is it? I don't need that one. Acquire. README. Yeah, I built in release for both of those commands, yes. I just wanted to see what I explicitly set because I know I set the build type. In Viz, I think it was set to build the release configuration in debug, which might still just be a release configuration called debug, or maybe I'm just looking at this one, but the CMake lists here, not this one, this one, we were originally pointing to a debug directory. So it's a release mode in a debug build, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, we should finish the Lexer today. At least the important parts. Before I get too much farther into the Lexer, I want the driver to be able to print the tokens. So what I've gone ahead and done is added the driver action flags, the same ones that you've got for now. I'll add like GCC or Clang compatible ones eventually as well when we have like aliases and shit. But driver options get passed into the build driver job as well. So I should be able to then say if options action is equal to driver action lex, and then we'll just print and exit all the tokens. And then we can also do the same thing pretty soon here for parse to just print the AST. I'll have to get an AST printer up and running sometime soon to do that, but print AST and print tokens. So if everything else is correct, we should be able to add double tack lex and hit that to do, and if so, I'll come up with a nice pretty printing for the tokens. So fire to do, what to do after parse. Ooh, right. I need to prevent it from parsing in the syntax graph here. So in parser, where we're doing syntax graph stuff, this. For the time being, I'm going to put just a regular to-do here. When we add imports to the module, build the graph here. I'll need a way to debug visualize the graph probably as well. I can at least show off the graph I made a really simple directed graph here with an order resolution function that just keeps track of two vectors of things and should sort them correctly. I need to test it still. The actual interface to it is just basically this. I've got one function for, where did I put it? Way up here. I just have an internal implementation of adding a node that returns the index of the existing element or the new index of the new element and asserts that the edges are all up to date. So using this build up, add node just discards, hello gears, glad you could make it this time. Discard the index, add node will just add if it needs to be added or do nothing if it's already added. Adding an edge will ensure that both exist and start linking them together with their indices. And ordering them will return, I'm not actually calling resolution. That would probably help. So I need to double check my implementation here. The only thing I needed to do was for every entry resolve dependencies into the existing lists. So I did forget to do that. So for, do I care about? I don't. For element type element in nodes, we then just want to auto result is resolve order of resolved is ordered elements seen is just seen and the element is element. And yeah, I wish I could like more reliably schedule these so people could, if they want to, actually prepare for these streams, but they're kind of impromptu at the moment. Lots to work around. And actually, give me 2 seconds here. I was doing some job work, so I'm going to need to make sure that I don't have some personal information easily accessible on accident. That may as well get hidden. That to the other monitor. That's good to go. I got rid of that one. That's okay. Everything else is okay, I think. Maybe I get that one. Don't want to dox myself there either. This one go away. So many things I should probably have done to prep for stream. That one can go to this monitor as well. Doot. Should be okay now. I don't think anything's going weird. Okie dokie. So from the result, if result.kind is not equal to order results okay, or order kind, and we just return the results, which will tell us that there was an error, like a cycle is the only thing that happens right now. Otherwise it keeps going. I need to have my VS Code pulled back up. Not this one, this one. So do the thing. If it's not okay, return. Cool. So that should now actually order the elements whenever we want them. Then back into the parser. Nothing's going to happen here. We're not parsing the file anymore. So now we should hit the token printing assert, and if so, we can start printing tokens. Building. Make sure my ice water is icy. Still on what to do after parse. Oh, because I haven't entered yet. Print tokens. Okie dokie. So back in the driver, we're now able to print tokens. We want... So is Quire another Laya compiler? Yes, it's my experiment to see if my brain will accept working on a project different to the other one. We're still doing Laya. It's just a new compiler driver, basically. And It'll be doing a lot of the same things, hopefully better, now that because I've run into a lot of issues that I'm just struggling to work through in the previous compiler implementation. So I'm hoping, 1, being in a new language, 2, being in a new development environment, and 3, treating it a little differently will make it easier for me to work through those problems preemptively and without getting burnt out. Because boy, I've been burnt out for months. So we are now directly linking to LLVM. We're not building LLVM IR as text. So I don't have to rely on a Clang compiler being installed. We're just building statically linking LLVM. We are relying on a Clang compiler for delegating C and C++ files, but as far as just parsing a C header file or emitting LLVM, we don't need a Clang compiler installed anymore. So that'll make deployment hypothetically easier. It makes building the application harder, but very few people are doing it right now, and I'm trying to actually document it a bit better. I've got this whole README that I've been putting together for how to build on Windows using Visual Studio, and I'm going to expand that to include anything else I've learned about using Ninja. There's a little bit on here about Ninja, but I've primarily built with MSVC, so there's all my notes on that. I've got a VM set up for it. Like, I'm trying to make it easy to get into this project. It's just going to take a while for that to be there. And yeah, I just want to have easier access to LLVM and Clang for all of the things I want in the language, and then we can worry about removing them once I've reached my goal. Yeah, there's a lot going on in Discord. So ideally, if I can get the language to where I want it to be, because adding those kinds of features was the biggest problem in the original Laya compiler, the C1 that I've been sharing more of, then we'll have a language that does what I want, that I can start building more tools in and eventually bootstrap. It'll still take a while to bootstrap. I wasn't planning to do it anytime soon. Seriously, at least. Like, as a toy project to see how the language is working, yes, but a serious bootstrap wasn't going to happen. I still want to eventually be using our own internal IR that you can build as a library and use for other front ends, like LLVM, but not. The downside is building all the backends. It'll probably still have a translating to LLVM backend until I can do like register allocation and shit for assembly languages and stuff. But this is basically a temporary stopgap to get the language working and work through my burnout. Gotta follow what the brain wants when it's hard to fix the brain. I'm hoping it'll be a better implementation too. There were some bugs and edge cases that I never quite fixed. So hopefully it'll be easier to find those and deal with them in here. So, printing tokens, I could just do it manually in here. I don't have to have a system for it. So in here, if I say, I may as well get them ordered, so I could just say auto-ordered modules is syntax I thought I had a function for that already, but I guess not. I guess I didn't do it. Auto ordered modules is const, and it will return ideally std span of a const syntax module pointer. If I do return modules dot, not modules, module graph dot ordered or something. Not getting IntelliSense is always fun. It's ordered elements. Ordered elements dot elements. And one, it doesn't like, this object has type qualifiers that are not compatible with this. Okay, ordered elements then should be const for one. This could basically be static, except it does refer to nodes, but it should also be const. Hey, Mugame. Air left the chat. Yeah, I shaved most of it off. It's gone now. So here, I can't really return a span because this isn't owned by anything. So this probably should just return a vector of syntax module and then std move. And then we'll deal with the vector elsewhere. So back in driver, we can say ordered modules should now be syntax dot ordered modules. I believe is what I called it. So it'll get auto cleaned up for me now. Does find it. What's the arrow syntax? It is for the return type if you need it to come in. You can't deduce. I forget all of the terminology and phrasing. If Eternal's in the chat, he'll tell you all the proper stuff, but it's the return type, but after stuff. It's most useful when you want to have the return type based on something in the parameter list. Just popped into my recommendations, but since it's getting late, me go sleep. Just came to say keep it up, buddy. Thank you. Maybe come back, subscribe, join the Discord if you want to hear updates when you're not sleeping. Just saying. Yeah, so that's the primary reason for it, is if you have like type of or whatever the fuck it is in and based on one of the parameters, so if I int foo and you wanted to return type of foo or something, I don't know what it is in C++, but that kind of shenanigans. I do it this way for most functions anyway because Serraid did it to look pretty one time. Decal type, that's the one I wanted, yeah. The benefit otherwise is that all of your functions start with auto, so they all line up and are easy to read. So I just do it because I like how it looks. In most cases, I would still prefer the C style, everything on the left, but with how long some of these templated types can be, it's just ugly. Even though I like typing std vector and LLV and whatnot, I don't like them being on the left as often. So. Yeah, Eternal, usually, if it's not exactly 4 characters, he'll do auto arrow. So, bool and void can often stay on the left so they line up, but... driver, stop. Yeah, if I try to save twice, it just stops. That's not good. So if it's Lex, we can then go for auto module in ordered modules. Then for each token, module.tokens, which should be a span. It's a vector reference, which is also fine. If I go const, then it's a... I wonder if it is. If I said constant, does that give me IntelliSense to give me the... I don't know. But I will, if I make this const, then maybe this will IntelliSense to the... I don't know. It should be the whatever. It'll pick the right one. It'll be fine. Vector reference is fine. Hello, Jose. So then, from each of these, now we can print tokens. What information do I want? I want the module the tokens are coming from, so I don't have to include it in every individual token. And Serraid and I determined that MSVC might not have standard print. We can try again. We can try standard print. Let me grab yield print. I'll want format either way, but we can try print. Where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? Here. We're going here. Do you have C++ 23? I think we're on 23 now. So it might work. We had some issues with it before, but I might have been on 20 and not 23. Didn't mean to do that. So if we tried std print, I'm missing the thing, that's what it wants. So if I said module.name, source file dot name would probably work. Source file dot name. And then let's just see if that actually doesn't crash, if it links, if it compiles and runs, and if we have std print. If not, we can replace it with any other print implementation and just use format instead, but okay, so it does link. I don't think that's good. Something tells me this, not good. If I had to guess. Let's set up a debug configuration. So if it's on Quire, because it doesn't flush? That's right. It probably won't flush. But it didn't hit the to-do either. We still have a... It'll still panic. It'll still assert here. I think it crashed. It's hanging for a second and then dying. How do I... Because I don't want configuration, I don't think. Maybe I do. We disabled the dialog, but it should have just printed something, right? Build command. I want to run configuration, but these are build configurations. So, like, if I come here, because normally I would right-click on a project file and be like, give me if I switch to the targets view, can I then... I mean... Can I then here properties? Debug configuration, maybe. Name, configurations. I can turn on ASAN, yeah. I forget how to do it through CMake. I figured it would already be on, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Because it would totally be... Maybe it's not. Maybe you don't have it enabled, because I just stole your stuff. If enable at, okay, I have to enable ASIN, that's right. So then I can do that in the configuration here. So just d this equals on. Gotta love seeing the camera hitch, because building C++ ruins everything. We got a lot of things going on here. Do I have to completely clean reconfigure to fix linker errors, probably? That's a lot of lotas. We're gonna we are going to delete cache and reconfigure from scratch. And if that still doesn't work, I mean, I've used ASAN on Windows plenty of times before. Maybe I'm missing a library, though. It should have come with Clang. Maybe MSVC's Clang isn't finding it. I don't remember it being that bad. I've used it before, and I don't remember it having many issues, if any. It looks like it's rebuilding more this time. It only rebuilt, like, what, 43 objects? I'll check after this build. I think the last one only did, like, 40 or 50 objects. If this one's doing 80, it may have just had conflicting linker blah blah blahs from old objects. But if I need to, yeah, we can go check fizz settings. Okay, so we definitely have to C++ address sanitizer is a tool for detecting memory errors in C++ code. ASAN is used for instrumentation to check memory. Yep, that's exactly what we want. Maybe there's a specific MS option. We can attempt a Google. Copy. So link this. So this is for annotate string, but I found one for annotate vector for ASAN VS 2019. LLVM might not have been compiled with ASAN, that's right. So I'm linking against it. So maybe no ASAN for now. I could disable vector and disable string annotation. Because that's the error we're getting. So we could try this. Just see if it builds and gives us ASAN for everything else. That might still not work, but and it'll especially be a problem if we're having address sanitizer address issues with a vector. That's more likely. Yep, so if I didn't build LLVM, then we're kind of fucked. So no ASAN until I rebuild, which will be a full rebuild, which will take a while. So yeah, I'm going to try disabling the annotations, which I'm going to just do in another if win32 temporarily. Target compile options interface. Define this. Wouldn't recommend building an LVM in release mode because it wouldn't help. Yeah, probably. D that and D string with no target because it's short. Project delete cache and completely. Does that then just do this? Is that what it wants? I'll take that as a yes. Okay. It's probably still going to fail to link, but we'll find out. Boop-a-da-doop-doop. I don't know why Duo keeps telling me that I'm like breaking its heart. I've done a lesson every goddamn day for like 3 months. You better still tell me I have my streak. I do. Streak freeze used? What the fuck? Apparently I did skip a lesson. That's my bad. How? I thought I did it yesterday. What the fuck? Rebuild. Rebuild. Build all succeeded. Okay. So we did break something. We broke something very lotsly. Heap use after free. Source file. Did I not unique pointer something correctly, probably? So in parser, I never moved it. That's what it is. So I need to modules push back stood move syntax module. I think I forgot to do that. Okay, that would make sense. Module. Okay, so we are getting a print. Stood print does exist. We're using the right version. So now we can go print some tokens. Let's stood print ln. The reason everything is red, by the way, is probably because you have no startup item selected. I keep trying to tell it to select a startup item, and it just doesn't. Because it keeps wanting to, like, I'll have it set to acquire exe, and then I'll go double click on the CMake lists, and it just resets it on a reconfigure or something, and I have to do it every fucking time. If I do another rebuild, will it fix IntelliSense again? Not yet. So we can display. You've added a thing in the file itself or in the context to seek to a file source location. So if I did context seek, no. So it would be the name of the language. Name of the language. Oiling up game. Why? Why did I do that? I believe it's in location. Location might have one, yeah. So token dot location local. I would love IntelliSense because I don't remember if this is a variable. I think it's location. I think it's just location. And fuck it. Give me IntelliSense again. core location. Somewhere way the fuck up here, lock info location. Location has seek line column. Takes a context, that's what it is. So then if auto lock info equals token location seek line column context, then I can print. I might have to restart VS. It keeps telling me after reconfigures that something's going wrong, and I can trace design stuff and restart Visual Studio to investigate it. And sometimes just restarting removes that for a few builds. So if I print ln, the lock info, sometimes just a reconfigure works though. Line, question mark? Oh, because it's optional. So I need to, can I do this to get the line? Do I have to then do like lock info as value? Or is that in like, bool, we'll do that just to be safe. Don't have to, just do this because it'll convert to bool for me. So we're gonna do line column lock info column. This doesn't have to be println, this can just be this. If we don't have location info, then I'll just print fucking question mark, question mark. And then we print the token text. And with the token kind would help, if we can print the token kind. So I could say the kind could be in brackets, and then the text can be the semantics of if vardecal or evaluate vardecal and convert to bool. Okie dokie. Also, hello, hi, welcome. So then I want, we need a token kind to string function. Syntax token kind to string of token kind. Then I want the token dot text. And since it's the text, I'll do it like that. So then somewhere in syntax, way the heck up here, problem. Syntax token kind is way the fuck in here. So I probably shouldn't do that. Fuck. I could just not forward declare any of this shit and export the entire namespace, and then it would be there. Right? You know, that would work. It's not ideal. And I mean, if it returns a std string, I can do a regular or utility string because it takes in literals. Okay, so then just fucking big ass switch on kind. And what we're gonna do is copy this into a Visual Studio Code because I know my key bindings in here better. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Bonk, bonk. Bonk. Bonk, bonk. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Bump. Case kind this. Return this. Easy enough. We can add a default at the top. Default unknown driver. So then this is going to be syntax token time to string, hopefully. Call to immediate function is not a constant expression. Oh, do I have to... Is it explicit? String might have an explicit constructor for that. No, it's just const eval. So what is this error? What am I missing? Call to immediate function is not a constant expression. Oh, well, first of all, that's just wrong and never got called because it's a template. Yeah. So, am I just not importing that? I might not be. Choir lie is right there. Oh, but I'm not using namespace choir lie. Maybe that's fine. We don't need to using namespace lie it. I need to just lie it. Because that's my preference. Rebuild all succeeded. So this should put all of our tokens on a brand new ass line. Identifier ASDF, foo, and the end of file, which doesn't have, it should probably go actually at the end of file. So I guess that means that seeking to the end of file doesn't return a line or column. Like maybe that's fine. Because this should be at the null terminator character, basically. Right. It's right after the word foo here. Foo is on 4.1. So I would imagine end of file is 4.4, personally. Or the line after, but there's no new line. Am I correct there, Saraid? Would it be smart if I were to include the end of file terminator? I mean, I'm very rarely going to ever explicitly print the location of an end of file, but if we have like int foo equals 10, and I want to say, hey, I'm expecting a semicolon here, it's going to report the error at the end of file token. So I'd like to say this character right here, right, needs a semicolon. So it'll be an implicit thing when they're at the end of file and I'm otherwise reporting an error on a missing token. I can see that immediately being a problem. So that's my justification for allowing end of file to be the end of the file, right? I'm going to go take a look at seek. So if I just said less than or equal to data plus pos to include the end of file, ideally, maybe I'm misunderstanding that. If you can fix that in the seeking code, sure, but I personally hate this sort of string parsing and all of the code around it. What do you mean by that? Now I'm just confused. No, okay, so that's definitely not what I need to do. So, if not seekable, return null opt. P equals data, data is f data, data plus the position. Well, no. Because the way my Lexer is going to do this, it doesn't matter if it's null terminated or not. Assuming at least that we can I mean, this would then fail. So I'll probably want to seek to the end, and if we don't get there... So this is returning optional, null out. So is it just in seekable here? Is seekable going to return? Yeah, so I have to change this first. Pos plus len is less than or equal to file size and is valid. I don't want to like completely ruin that. But what I was saying is the Lexer doesn't assume that it's null terminated. It works either way. If current goes past the end, that's EOF, null terminated or not. So it's just going to return one past the last valid character, which may be a 0 or nothing. It doesn't care if it's null terminated. I don't like making that assumption either. The only assumption is it's past the last valid character, whatever you define valid to be. So I would like the last character to be seekable. So if pos plus len is less than or equal to size, should work. What is valid? Length is not equal to 0. It shouldn't be. It should be 1. Pos plus len is less than or equal to size. I mean, that should be... Oh, plus len is the problem. Because the length is 1. So if it's an end plus 1, it's size plus 1. For my purposes, fuck it. The next problem is going to be, will it crash here? So, I didn't mean to run it. So if, I mean, if D is less than end, and this can be added to both of the seeks so that we don't dereference past the end just in case. So I'll need end to be this. To just avoid the dereference. Because we're not assuming that it's null terminated. Then end of file is 613. So if I go into viz code, and I put my character there, 613. So now I can go to 613 with my editor and still see what is missing here, no matter what token at what location we report an error. That's all I want. That's how it's going to work for me. Okay, so now we've printed tokens. There's an error. There's a couple of error tokens for sure, but we can remove in the driver this. Right, and we can see invalid doesn't actually have any text. So I should probably, instead of printing invalid, let's print both. Let's just say within parentheses now, we're just delimiting everything. Token location, no, token spelling. And then we'll see all three values. So we should see that the invalid token is spelled with the equals key. String ref can't be what? Oh, because it needs context. Spelling in context, can't forget. So this should give us equals. Cool. We can make that prettier later, but that's all the information we need right now. So that's wrong. This is wrong. Lexer. That's much better. So now I would love to print leading trivia in tokens and trailing trivia. We're not actually capturing it yet though, so it won't do anything. So long as the tokens come out correctly, we can bother with trivia later. So let's go into the driver and say, if we're doing this, if options, I don't have an option to like change trivia actually. It's just disabled by default. So instead, let's say if token dot leading trivia size are empty, or not token trailing trivia empty, then require to do print token trivia, so that I don't forget to do that when we get there. And that gives us tokens. Build while I don't have any of my setup, so I can't just like quickly throw on text here that says taking a break, but I'm gonna go walk around and get some tea or something, or a drink, or I don't know. Add text with GDI plus question mark. That's big as fuck. Okay. Transform. Center. Beautiful. Oh my god. Not beautiful. I will be right back. I think, probably. I don't know. If I die, I die. All right, we are brewing some hibiscus tea, which will be very good. That'll take a little while. I like it pretty well steeped. So, in a little bit of time, we can go back to that. In the meantime, we have more tokens to Lex. We have not done any of the trivial tokens, really. We've done some of the more difficult ones. Not that they're that difficult, of course, but read token, default. So one of the cases that we want is, like, let's start with equals. Equals will have a couple of cases that we can start working through. Steep 1 is done. I hear it beeping. It's going to go again in just a second. So we want to advance. No matter what, advance. But then, if current, which I really shouldn't be doing, if not EOF, and current is probably something I should shortcut, because we're going to be doing that every fucking where. Auto current would then be return EOF 0 current, but I'll need to take the current and end pointers and call it like current pointer and end pointer or something. So current pointer, current pointer, current pointer, current pointer, end pointer, end pointer, car, which doesn't really need to be a thing in either of these cases. Current pointer, begin. So then car C is current. And while current, then doot. I'm getting notifications for things. I have things to notify. I have never heard that sound before. Interesting. So switch on current, then this just becomes if current is equal to another equals. We're going to do multi-character tokens here. Advance again. Do I have honey on my wrist? I do. So now I think I have honey on my desk. Then we can return. We don't actually have to break. We can do else's. Then we can say token kind equals syntax token kind equal. Can you stop? I'll have to go grab these from this one. I might actually have them in the .NET version as well, which is not currently open. I think. Nope. Fuck net. Because I have all of these that I've already put together. So then I can grab these, put them in token kind up here, except everywhere that it says token, we're just going to replace with not the word token. Then back in Lexer, equal should exist. Beautiful. Else, token kind equals, problem. I wasn't planning to copy these, but I'm going to have to. Yes, finally Lexing more tokens. So, dunk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just do these so I don't have to think too hard about it. Then syntax. Replace token with not a token. Then back into Lexer, token kind, syntax, token kind equal, regular ass equal. We'll do arrow in just a second. I have a couple more instances of current that need to be fixed. So current pointer +1 Oh, because okay, so this one does actually have to be car if I don't want to cast things. And current is going to be current pointer, end is going to be end pointer. Okay, and way the hell down here. If is identifier current, push back current. Then we're good. Okay, so then the next thing we can do is, I should have copied the else keyword, I forgot to do that. If it's this, then it's going to be greater. Beautiful. And then we can do things like bang. Here's the thing, bang is not going to be a token on its own, so else we're going to leave it at token kind invalid and report an error at the current location, or the token location. So, on that note, hold on. In our here, we have error, but we also in diag producer have this error. So it should be exactly the same thing with a location. So if I said token location and then a thing, is it going to complain that that doesn't exist? Or do I have to like... Because the mixin has that. I'm not doing it publicly when I'm in Lexer impl. So does this just completely shadow the mixin calling diag otherwise? Yup. Well, that's not fun. Error, no luck. How about that? Cool. So then all I want to say is it's a dumb rule. Yeah, it's a dumb rule. Unexpected token bang. Did you mean not? Because not is a keyword, but bang equals is still going to be bang equal. There might be other bang tokens eventually, but I don't think right now I have any others. Generally, the way to fix this is with the using directive to explicitly import the name from the parent. Yeah. Bang. Bang equal, bang dot. I forgot about bang dot. There's bang, bang equal, and bang dot. Bang dot is not something I've ever actually implemented before, but I will want it eventually. We can do the same thing with question mark. Question mark is a valid token this time though, so token kind is syntax, token kind question. The same thing as in like C# or something, where you have foo question dot bar is if this is an optional and it does have a value, get bar, otherwise leave it as an optional like nil. And then bang dot is fuck you. It's, I don't know if I'm actually going to use it, but I'm going to try to use it. Foo is if this is an optional, I'm asserting it's an unwrap, unsafe kind of thing. Unwrap, give me bar, which should do bad things. Now, problem, this will probably end up actually being like shorthand for a try. Probably. So bang would be a token then. I did bang dot as its own token, so I don't have to think about if it's bang followed by dot, right? But that does bring up the case that foo equals bar. But like, do I care? About this? Probably. And if that's the case, then Yes, we can leave them as separate tokens. Because this is basically shorthand for returning an error. But now that I think about it, what error is it returning? Because if this is equivalent to... It's not like foo equals try. It's not even a try, really. It's just... Because it's an optional, there's no error associated. So it's like a foo is bar, cast to the not optional type or something. I don't know like what unwrap syntax would otherwise be. Else return error. But like what the hell is the error? So maybe we don't want, at least early on, we probably don't want to worry about the bang and question I mean, the question operator is fine. The bang operator, that might be a problem. So for right now, syntax is not going to have bang dot. And it probably won't have bang. So bang dot, that'll be a thing I have to consider eventually. Do I have bang up here though? I do. Fuck it. I'll take this out of the Lexer then. We'll leave this as token kind syntax token kind bang, and that'll be a parser error. If we encounter bang as the first character in an expression, then it'll say you probably meant not as the keyword. If we encounter it after an expression, we can be like, ayo, are we actually supporting unwrap with this syntax? Because what the fuck is unwrap going to do? We don't have exceptions. I don't know. We'll leave it here as a token, because at least then we have some information about what the hell it is for the parser to report on. And Sema can start rejecting things that we haven't officially supported yet. It's better to have the token than to not have the token, I think. I'm fine lexing additional tokens that aren't valid things in the language eventually. While I'm here, actually, I wanted to add, because we were talking months ago about different mathematical operators for wrapping, saturating, signed, unsigned. Do you have signed and unsigned operators, or just the wrapping and saturating operators right now, Saraid? Because if I like them, I'd rather them be consistent between the two of us. So I'd like to go take a look at those and use the same ones if you have them somewhere. Like in... All of them is the goal, okay. I remember seeing them somewhere. I just don't remember what they are. Colon and colon, colon. Lparen, rparen, blah, 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 blah. Dot, dot, less. I'm not going to have ranges probably for a while. Haven't implemented them. They're not even in the Lexer then. I think you had them in like goals or ideas. That's where it was. So colon greater, less colon. So these are for unsigned comparison. I mostly like that. Slash slash means I'd have to change my comment syntax for unsigned division slash remainder. Because you have triple slash starts a comment. I don't. But I like this otherwise. So I might make mine just slash colon is, and then mod colon to be kind of the same here. Because I don't know if I want to slash mod. Cursed, but also works. Slash mod. Yeah, if you're going to be doing this, these are more frequently going to be used probably. And then for wrapping, there's wrapping and saturation. I'm going to add, hold on, putting these off to the side. I won't be able to see chat unless I make this like a window. That should work. Now I can see chat again. So let's go back to syntax. We want... I have to do all of those questions I forgot about too. So we've got plus plus, which now needs to also have plus percent minus needs both of them too, right? Because saturating just stops at max. So saturating subtraction would stop at 0, or am I misunderstanding what that is? Minus percent would be wrapping as well, right? Then disconnected, reconnecting. Reconnection successful. Where did I go? No dropped frames, just dropped entire fucking stream. Stream is lagging, yeah. Is it bad? It says no dropped frames. It says we're back in the green at 10K per second, but it definitely died for a second. Okay. So less colon, and then less equal colon eventually as well. So less equal colon is the one that you're using. Less equal colon. So then this is going to be colon greater equal. We'll do that. Colon greater. Stealing all your operators. Colon greater equal. So then I should probably... I'm not doing like plus equal, am I? I am. So if I'm doing plus equal, then I also need to have plus percent equal and plus pipe equal, minus percent equal, minus pipe equal. So then if we're doing slash and slash colon and percent colon, then we also want slash colon equal and percent colon equal. Okay, so then I have lots of things to add to the Lexer here. So for bang, we had bang equal, that's it. For question, we had question equal. Question dot and bang dot both don't need to exist anymore. Bang dot, question dot, but question and question equal both need to exist. So if this is else, oh my god. Else if it's question, but it could also be question equal. Right? So question equal should be question equal. Question equal. Question equal. Question equal doesn't need to exist, so I don't actually know why I have that here. So if it's question equal, question equal. Okay. I'm still covered in honey somehow. What the hell? No more honey. Okay. Error here, no lock. Or error not. Yeah, that's fine, because this is the current location. No, it dried out. We're back on honey. I'm ready to wash my goddamn hands. Okay, so that gets us bang question, that gets us equal. We can do some like plus magic here, plus equal. Plus equal, plus colon. Should that exist for plus plus as well, you think, Sarade? Plus plus colon and minus minus colon? Or plus plus percent, rather. We don't need colon, we need percent. And pipe. Plus percent, plus pipe, plus plus. Yeah, so syntax plus percent plus pipe. I could also just not support that though. I mean, that's fair. It'd be too many goddamn operators. If you really needed it, you'd do +:1. Not +:, plus percent equals 1. So many operators. Wrapping, saturating, addition is probably rare enough to where you don't need a separate increment decrement operator. Yes. Lest the language turn into Rock. Yeah, Raku don't need that. So I probably don't need +% equal either, but maybe that one's worth considering. At least plus pipe equal, -% equal, minus pipe equal. I mean, they're also rare enough that you're not going to see them much in the first place. So what's the default? Like, what are we saying if we're including both wrapping and saturating as operators? What's the default standard case that we're promising? Just undefined behavior. Or is that all it is? Is it undefined behavior to not use either of those? At least in debug mode. Debug is abort the program on overflow. That's probably fair. New compiler all the time. Yeah, I mean, I have my reasons. I'm not gonna rant about them again. I have my reasons. I just like writing compilers too. I learn more about compilers every time I write compilers, so it doesn't hurt me. Okay, so plus equal plus percent plus percent equal. Let me just grab, I don't have a trivial case here. Why is it unhappy? Did I forget a comma? Should I reconfigure to make it happy again? Refresh IntelliSense. Be happy again. What's wrong? Come on, be happy with me. What did I break? What the heck? Well, require redefinition of plus percent equal. Oh, I did that already. Plus percent equal plus type equal. So I just already did those and I completely forgot. That's all. It ruins my reconnection successful. Reconnection successful. But now we're back. We're back, baby! So we do all of the exact same thing for the minus token. And everywhere that it says plus, minus. Yeah, it's only been dropping for like a second or two at a time, apparently. I get the notification that it's dropped, and then immediately get a new notification that it's back. Which language this... It's for the same language. I'm not designing a new language or anything. I'm just struggling to work in the previous compiler project for a laundry list of reasons that I've talked about many different times in many different places. In this stream, if you wanted to rewind somewhere at the beginning, a couple of times in Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you'll hear me complain about it all the time. We're doing the same language with all the same goals. We're just changing the tool set because I'm struggling to achieve those goals in the manner that I want to, in the time frame that I want to, with the current project, the previous project. We started this last week as an experiment to see if I was happy working in it, and I'm like 50-50. I don't like C++, but having direct access to LLVM is very nice, so I don't have to keep on like translating to my own IR and then into textual LLVM IR and then all of this juggling the driver that I'd have to completely rewrite the driver and probably rewrite all of Sema to get some of the features that I wanted. So I was already looking at rewriting at least half the compiler and being unhappy with the internals of the middle end, and like I didn't want to rewrite the entire thing in C a fourth or fifth or a sixth time at the moment. So we're just saying, fuck it. we spent a week seeing if we could get linking to LLVM and doing what I wanted to. And we can, so we're going to give it a shot. That means I don't have to do any of my internal IR or any of my backends for any reason. I just generate LLVM IR, ship that fucker off. We now have direct access to Clang for parsing C, so I don't have to write a C parser, which I want to do eventually. If I want to get the language working, I don't want to be parsing so much goddamn C. We'll get to it eventually after the language works. Shit like that. Still just me on the project, aside from Saraid donating a lot of code and fixing all of my brain mistakes. So technically, he's a contributor. He's just not contributed to the repository directly. You won't see him on the repo. It's collaborative in the sense that if we go to my Discord here, I talk about shit like this all the time, and you guys can tell me I'm stupid. Hey, I can make this stream. Good. Are you still here? I do a hell of a lot of talking in here, so anybody who contributes in development, probably also a contributor technically. Just me writing most of the code, though, from that perspective. Okay, so we've got something else to put in here. What's next on the to-do list? We can do lesses, we can do graders, we can do the other mathematical operators. So we did plus and minus, star. I don't think I'm going to add exponentiation. I might for floats. That's actually a good point. I don't need exponentiation for ints, but it would be nice to have for floats. So star equal can also have star somewhere up here. I'll reorder these later whenever I'm feeling like it. So star can have a star equal, which will be... That's not what I wanted. It's useful for ints, but it's not like a priority for me for ints. How did I end up all the way to the back? I mean, I know how I did, but how was I not paying attention that much? Star. No, I'm never really going to consider using Rust, honestly. Star equal. I don't have a star equal, I should go. Screenshot tool. I can put that down here by star equal. Star equal. We need just regular equal here. If it's just equal, then it's star equal. Don't really need anything else. A lot of the same thing for slash, but also it's going to have slash colon. So slash colon. This will be slash colon equal slash colon slash equal and slash. For all of those cases, percent is going to have the same cases. The percent sign, that one, my fingers can never find it. Percent colon equal, percent colon, percent equal, percent. Okay. Then we can do things like ampersand is going to have, at the very least, ampersand equal. Pipe is going to, at the very least, have pipe equal. We're in Visual Studio right now, begrudgingly, because I have to be. If I could use VS Code, I would. If I ever bothered to finish a NeoVim setup and learn it properly, I'd be in there instead. But we're in Visual Studio because it's the only Windows tool that works right now. Hopefully sometime soon I get back into my Fedora machine through a remote connection, and we can dev in Fedora or something similar. But for right now, we're on Windows because I've had physical hardware technical difficulties that only Windows was able to reliably work with, which sucks, but it is what it is. So now we can do relational operators. Let's grab one of the big ones because we're going to have a couple of cases to work with here. Very big bottle. Trying to remind myself to actually drink fucking water sometimes. And the problem with the big bottle is it takes a long time to fill up. So once I fill it up, I've got like a day or two's worth of water, and it's great. And then I empty it, and I'm like, shit. I gotta spend 2 minutes filling it back up, and that's too much time. So it works, and then it doesn't work. Less colon is a thing, but it's not less colon equal. It's less equal colon. So let's just simplify everything here for a second. Less colon. Then if it's equal, we can do that case again, where it's a colon. Less equal colon. Otherwise, it's just less. Except also, we have another case of, not that, this. If it's less, and less equal, like that. And then we have exactly the same cases. How did you even learn CPP and C? I went to Shift from Web. I just did it a few years ago. I was like, fuck it, I need to learn C because I want to write a compiler that's like C. So I just started writing C, and then I learned it, and it was pretty easy. Granted, I've got like 15, almost 20, depending on how you count it, years of experience writing code. So you got to factor that into the fact that I just kind of already knew how programming worked. And I had been a programming language nerd for forever, so I had kind of absorbed all kinds of fun things about C and C++. I already understood how to write C by the time I started learning C. I just did it. Just pick a thing, do the thing, learn the thing. It's usually my answer every time. If you want to learn how to program something, just go try it. The internet is a wonderful place. You just got to learn how to use it to your advantage. So greater is going to have slightly less cases because we want colon greater. So there's not going to be a case here for greater colon, but there will be for greater equal colon. No, because it's colon greater equal. So this will just be greater equal. Then we'll have greater equal. Low level is just different. It's not like it's hard. And it depends on what you mean by low level in the first place. Because what we're doing right now is not really low level at all. We have to think about memory slightly more, but we're not doing low level programming in the slightest. Colon greater. Colon. Tilde and less, or not tilde and less, just tilde for sure needs a tilde and a tilde equal. Colon, equal greater, I think we already handled. Let's go check on equal. Equal greater. I don't think I did minus greater. I don't know if I need minus greater. I think I wanted less minus, though, for reference reassignment. So less needs a new less minus. Can't you make function for this work? I mean, I could, but I don't have to. I only have to do it once, and it's not that hard to write out. So this needs to be not bang. Did I copy and paste tilde and not do that like I thought I did? Tilde and tilde equal. There we go. Then back in syntax, star slash minus plus bang, greater colon minus percent question colon. I think that's all the operators I care about. That's a lot of operators, so I will find out, but I think that covers almost everything. So then another thing I wanted to do before I forgot too much is case at. We then want to read identifier token, but don't transform it into a keyword if we're at and if is identifier start current, then read identifier token without transforming into keywords. Else, we're going to error location expected and identifier string because I need to be able to parse or like strings, which I can't do right now. So that's worth testing a lot of what we've got here. Test.ly. Let's just build a big fucking file. Let me grab Visual Studio, throw it off to the side here, and just go through every token I'm claiming to have lexed properly in order. Tilde, bang, percent, ampersand. I don't have a caret. Do I use caret for anything? I don't think so. Ampersand, star. I haven't done parentheses yet, so let me actually just add those. They'll show up as invalid. Minus equal plus open and close bracket. I'm getting an email. I need to check my emails because I'm on a job hunt. So if they come up and that's what I'm doing, then that's what I'm doing. 2 emails. A new message awaits me. Let me go to the app. Hold on. Where's the goddamn app? Okie dokie. So we have both of those brackets. After the brackets, we have both of the braces. We have a pipe. We have a semicolon. I haven't even done semicolon. Colon, a comma. I haven't done a comma. Less, greater, dot. Didn't do dot. Slash, question. That's all the single character ones. And for shits and giggles, we can also anything that can go next to each other, like tilde bang should work. Bang percent should work. Percent ampersand should work. Ampersand star should work. All of these should work. Minus equals would be its own token. Equals plus can be something we stick together. All of these, just to make sure that white space doesn't do something unexpected. I've been thinking about a less greater because I wanted to include some esoteric float operations, but they don't really need to exist right now. So most of these can appear in that order next to each other as well. So then next we're going to go with, again, I kind of want to reorder these, but the order I have them is slash colon, percent colon, question, 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 equal, plus, 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 percent, plus pipe, minus, minus, minus percent, minus pipe, star, star, less colon, less, less, colon, greater, 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 equal, equal, bang, equal, plus, I just started typing plus, plus, equal, plus percent, equal, plus pipe, equal, minus, percent, equal, minus percent, equal, minus pipe, equal, I could use backslash for floor division, actually. Sorry. Backslash goes after pipe. I'm going to try to include that, because that might be cool. Or for integer division, rather. But then, like, integer, that's what yours was, right? Ideas. Unsigned division remainder. Right, so I could do, I've always liked the idea of an operator for floats that treated them like ints, like a flooring or a ceiling division, but this doesn't really tell you which one it is. So for now, actually, that's fine. Anyway, plus whatever equal minus this, minimize this. Minus, so slash equal slash colon equal. Star equal star star equal percent colon equal less equal colon. I did less colon already, right? Yeah. Greater colon. Okay, less equal colon. Greater equal greater colon greater equal. Amp equal. I always do that with my left hand for some reason, which is why I can never reach it. It's right there. I just need to do it with my right hand. I think when I'm doing and for some reason I do it, but whenever I'm reaching for an and equal, I do it with my left hand, and that just doesn't make sense. I don't know why. Amp equal pipe equal, I think is where I'm at. Tilde equal greater equal greater less minus colon. Did I get a less equal? I don't have a less equal in here. Where did I miss that? Less equal just goes right before greater. This is the order I have them in the source text, so I'm just making sure that that means I have them all covered. Then I can do keywords. Keywords would be strict is a contextual keyword, maybe. I had it like, I don't think I want it. I might do strict alias and just say if I find the identifier strict in a declaration position followed by the keyword alias, then strict becomes the keyword. So we're going to skip strict for now. Var void no return bool, a sized bool which I don't have yet. Then we'll say sized types here because I then also have int and float, but I don't actually think I want float. I don't have float anymore. It's F32 and stuff. So bool int. Then after that we have true, false, nil. If else for while do switch. But I'm not reading comments right now because I'm looking at multiple screens. I can't do that. Case default return, break continue, fall through, yield unreachable. I can spell fall through. There we go. Defer, discard, go to Zizzy, my favorite keyword. Can't wait to do that one again. Assert, try, catch. I figured test would be there, but I guess it's a declaration. Struct, variant, enum, template, alias. There's test. Test, import, export, operator. Then mute, new, delete. I'm tempted to switch back from mute to const, but we'll see. Because in writing just a little bit of code, I always forget. But I know if I get used to it, I'll be fine. Mute, new, delete, cast is size of, align of, offset of. I'll probably want like a type of to be added eventually. Not and or XOR var args. Const is for actual constants, not for types. Foreign, inline, call conv. I have pure in here. It used to be impure. I forgot I have T. I'm going to do that as soon as I'm done typing here. And then discard a bowl. Because these two are like solid maybes on if they're going to be inverted or removed entirely. I don't know. Let's open this up. Lots of comments I didn't read. Sorry, how did you even learn? Blah, 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 blah. Load even. Can you make a function where the story is stuck? What is this? What is what? What is what? I don't know when that came up. I don't know what is what. Type of is going to be an identifier in here. I'm just leaving it there to remind me. Okay, so then we can do identifiers like foobar as on separate lines, so the highlighting doesn't just not like them. So we have a few more things to do here. What happens if we just yoink at this point. Lots of tokens, lots of invalid tokens, because we haven't done any of them yet, because we have to rebuild. While that's rebuilding, we'll do the BRB. And we're back. This is now going to take forever to cool. But I've got a nice, very pretty hibiscus tea that you probably won't be able to see due to the angle of the camera. You can see a little bit of red in there. Hibiscus. Maybe a little too much honey, but is there really such thing? Did it build, fail to build? Huh? Did it just fail to build though? A build all succeeded. If build all succeeded, then hold on, do it again. Oh, because I just didn't add them to the list? No, they say invalid, not unknown. Oh, it's building again. Did it just not get set up properly? Like, I understand I probably have to go into this thing here and add all of them. But they should be showing up as unknown, not as invalid. But they're all showing up as invalid. Because they're not reporting as errors here. They're actually working. Hold on, let me just grab absolutely everything again. go back into a new viz instance because again, I know how to use it better. I don't know how to just like remove a new line with an extra new line. So like if I said this, replace all instances of that, but I can't really because it's not a thing. I don't really want to remember how to regex, so whatever, do it by hand again. That'll be fine because it's not going to show up in the keyword list yet. Case syntax is kind this, return this. So that was this whole goddamn here. So back in Lexer, right, if current gives us anything, new question, are we getting valid tokens elsewhere? We are, we're getting identifiers and shit. We're getting all of those just fine. Let me do CLS, just so I can easily scroll at the top. Let me go ahead and also add case for advance. I guess at this point it really should just be in brackets because I can't return correctly. Token kind is syntax token kind. Close paren, open bracket, close bracket. Open brace, close brace. This is fine, this is fine, this is fine. Then we've got semicolon and a comma. Then I don't have a dot dot dot, so I can just do dot, I think. Yep. Build, again. Why? Gotta figure out why there's invalids. I kind of want this to be $1 instead of an @ honestly, but maybe @ is fine. Output, build succeeded. Is it still just going to die though and not give me what I want? Now it's working. Tilde bang %, ampersand star. Open close, minus, equal, plus, open bracket, close brace, open and close brace, pipe, semicolon, comma, or colon, comma, less greater dot slash question. Tilde bang, %, ampersand star, colon. Should all still just be like the same thing in the same order. None of them got pushed together. Okay, so then slash colon. I didn't update the length of any of these tokens. This is why we check. This is why we check. So I should really just say here, token Badoon. Let me go read some messages here. Token length location len is going to equal to this. Actually, let me just do it like that. So I'm automatically calculating it in places like read identifier, but I probably don't have to because I'm just going to do it here. Let me try that. Okay. There we go. All of these look correct as well. This is the wrong thing, so minus pipe. Minus equal, minus minus. Did I do the same thing with plus? No, plus plus is fine. Okay. Anything looks wrong to you guys, let me know. I'm just double checking each of them to make sure I didn't fuck anything else up. Too far? No, I didn't go far enough. Where's my stars at? I left off at star star. There it is. Okay, all of those, everything looks good. I think we did good. I think we can git status, make sure nothing strange got in there. Git add, git commit. Lex most of the trivial token type kinds. Boom. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's real good. Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks for checking. So we have some more non-trivials to parse to Lex. We have done identifiers and keywords and operators and delimiters. We have not done... What a name. Oh, you know, I should probably remove break time, please. I completely forgot to do that. That would have been good to know. What name? What name is what a name? Not still in break, no. Make sure nobody's talking to me over here yet. Dokie. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is we now want to do numbers. I'm actually curious. I forget what numbers. Numbers are probably going to show up as invalid or identifiers. I think 0, 1, and 2 are going to be identifiers. So if I just did 0 as one option, we're going to want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure. We're going to want to include 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're also going to want 1, 2, 3, which should be a valid identifier. No, I think I disallowed this. I don't remember why. I think it's to avoid you doing invalid numeric literals on accident. So these were disallowed as identifiers. I might keep that up. I might let that still be an error just to prevent you doing accidentally stupid things. It doesn't feel good though, because if I wanted to have an identifier called 1, but I guess I could just say at 1, or at 1 if I want an identifier called 1, or at underscore 1. But I don't know. How often do I actually care about having a 1, a 2, and a 3? I might. That's a valid question. We'll keep those there to question mark. So then I also want, eventually, 16 stuff. What do you mean VS Code Y? I'll want just, 16. We should try 2 different kinds of hex. It needs to actually still have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. O, A, I guess. 8, 9. A, B, C, D, E, F. Big ass fucking number. We could try 2 colon 1011 1 10 or something, and then 2. If I do this, this should be a failure. It should be 1 2. 2 is bad. 1 1 3 2 1 1. Okay, there's some bad numbers. That's not binary. All the way up to 36. I don't know. Something stupid like that. Sure, there's our number. Then we'll want 1 2 3 and 1 2 3 4 5 6. And then we'll want. I hope I know how to actually do those. We'll want. I mean, I don't know what parsing like a hexadecimal float is actually supposed to look like. So that might be one case that I don't support right away, because I don't want to spend all of my time on it. But we should technically support dead.beef. These are numeric literals in that base. So these are base 16 numbers. These are base 2 numbers, binary, hexadecimal. This is base 36. This is a base 16 float, which might be a problem. I don't use the caret for anything. I might also include 123.45 to the 2 as a literal. But now that I think about it, if we're doing exponentiation, this could be my exponentiation operator, which just gives me these literals for free. Right, because I assume, Sarade, if you're still here, that you're using caret for bitwise things, but I've removed the caret from one of my bitwise operator lists. Right, because caret is usually XOR. I don't do bitwise enough. I usually just do and OR. So instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E2, E plus or minus 2, I could just, I don't even have to have scientific notation literals, because this just does it. This is just the exponentiation operator, and I could have it conditionally formatted so that this is totally supported, right? That makes a lot of sense, I think. So instead of exponentiation being, let me go change this then. In syntax, we have star star equal probably, yeah. Everywhere that we have star star, I'm just going to replace it with caret and caret equal. So then in here, star star is just going to become caret. So then in the Lexer, star star doesn't exist anymore. So everything here star star related is now gone. We just have star and star equal. But then we have caret and caret equal. just look up hexadecimal or something. This is syntax that I've made up that some other languages, apparently, like, I don't know, was it Fortran or Pascal or some really old language uses this, and I independently came up with it. So you might could go read some documents about it, but it's the same thing as like foo bar or whatever, not foo bar, you know, like dead beef. In other languages, 0x is just a hexadecimal literal. It's in a different base. Normally we write numbers in base 10 with these digits. That's a base 10 number. These are just in a different base. Binary, look up hexadecimal, look up base whatever the fuck number you want. We're supporting bases 2 through 36. I don't know what else to say. They're numbers in different bases. Each letter is the next digit. So the order is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And in base 36, that is some number, because there are 36 characters here. 36 selected characters, if you can read the bottom corner here. That is one character per digit in base 36. So these are all the valid digits in base 36, in order from least to greatest. Z has the value 35, so 36 base Z0 is, or not 10, is the value one above Z. This is 36 in base 36. This is 36 plus 35, which is one less than 72, so 71. This is 71 in base 36, right? It's just counting with new numbers. So yeah, this is the only thing I don't know if we're going to support officially anytime soon. We'll see, we'll see. Exponentiation just kind of comes for free. So we'll do that. Those are our two options. Technically, this will be 3 tokens and this will be 4 tokens. But the constant evaluator will figure this shit out, almost certainly. So what do I want to do about these? I feel like Surrey's not here, or he's not paying attention. Because I was going to ask about that exponentiation thing. Boop-a-da-doop-doop. What now? Don't care about that. More emails. I really need to, like I said, I gotta check on my emails. In case they're job related. I don't think this one is. Okie dokie. So. Ye old harder things. Oh, I need strings. That's another thing I'm gonna need. I can do strings more easily than I can do numbers, probably. Because at least they're not fuck tons of conditionals. So foobar baz exists. If I'm doing strings, then I'm also going to be doing baz, cux, or I can do foo bar baz. That's probably also just fine. So then I can do actual string literals, hello world. I can do a character literal, which can have a tab, or I want to support X, I think. I guess I don't have syntax for X. Do I have U or U? I don't. They haven't been parsed before. Double check that that works, double check that that works. That should work, that should work. So I guess I don't have syntax in here for escaping actual values yet. Might have to figure that shit out, because I want like XFF to exist. For these. Because these are easy enough to parse with the APInt, but if it has its own APInt parse functionality, I'll probably just use that anyway. It may or may not support underscores, I guess, but I can trim the underscores from the thing I'm parsing if I need to. Would AP float have the same thing for base something floats? That's the real question. That's what I'm after. I've parsed ints before. That's not hard. Parsing them efficiently, but parsing them, yes. Okay, so in the Lexer, do I have, just in case, let's grab AP int and AP float. I think they were in ADT, right? They are. Parse. Well, it's not called parsing, or it's not in apint.h. The integer parse in question can also handle arbitrarily large literals. Yeah. Or check my Lexer. Check your Lexer. Lexer. Whoa. Had it, and then there it is. So integer literals. Interesting. Okay, so string ref get as integer, line 625, way down here. Okay. So now we're curious. It's a string ref, right? So let's come somewhere like here, where I have a... Can string be converted back to its string ref trivially, or do I have to grab that somewhere? Because it has a string ref. Operator string ref, yeah, okay. So if I just wanted to experiment with IntelliSense here, dot value, okay. Token text value, will it be nice and give me IntelliSense? I don't think it will. So yours said get as integer. Yeah, if I can't get it to work, I'll just, because I can't nav to definition right now either. My IntelliSense is just crashing. That's some good fucking tea. I'm gonna go get more while this decides what it's gonna do. Okay, yeah, IntelliSense is back. We'll fix that in just a second. More tea, more texting people. I didn't put up the text that time. My bad. Get as integer in a radix. Get as double into a result, though. Ugh. If allowing exact is false, the function will fail if the string cannot be represented. Interesting. Well, there's no AP float in the header at all. So, interesting. So then how do they represent long double? Or any other double? We're gonna have to write our own fucking float parser for an AP float. Does AP float have a parser? There's no AP float in the string ref header at all. Parse. There's no parse in AP float either from string. Convert from string for something. If IntelliSense would catch up, is this in IEEE float, which is an AP float base? Is an AP float base. What's in AP float? Does IEEE float parse beyond IEEE? I mean, I don't technically want anything beyond IEEE, but like all the way up to the highest supported bit width, we'll have to find out, I guess. Divide, mod, whatever, round. Convert from string, so there's here. AP float does have convert from string with a rounding mode. This cup of tea is not nearly as good. I used a different honey. Didn't work very well. Worked fine, but like, eh. Correct. It is cursed. I don't think I'm going to be able to navigate to this definition from this project, so. But AP float convert. AP float has convert from string. I wonder if there's any docs on it that I can find online or something. Was I already in the AP float? I was. Not really, no. Implementation should be right here, though. Interesting. That makes enough sense. I just don't know what convert from string does here. It's the same one. Double AP float convert from string goes to AP float convert from string. And AP float convert from string It's just double AP float convert from string again. We'll have to just see what happens, I guess, and do floats later if necessary. So long as we can lex them, we can just say an error or a warning that we can't parse them yet. Good, good. Very good, very good. Large withdrawal. Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's usually more useful than documentation. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. And I gotta open it in Viz again, and it's gonna take forever. I still don't remember what my... Hold on. Because I know from this window, there's a way to get a file name instead. I don't know what it is. Because I thought it was this, but it doesn't do what I want it to. There's another find utility in Viz. Let me go see if I can... go to files, I think. This is what I wanted, was code search. Go to files, Control-Shift-T. I want to change that. Control-Shift-T global. Want this to be Control-P, which will remove file print. That's fun. So then Control-P is now find file. That's what I wanted. Okay, so we want apfloat.cpp, not float.h. Fuck, it's taking so long. So convert from string. So there's the IEEE float one. There's a lot going on in here. Charade. I don't know what this shit does. AP float. There's double AP float. There's AP float. Dispatch on semantics. That makes enough sense. Now, what does it do on semantics? Parsing floats is complicated as far as I know. Yeah, very. If uses layout IEEE, double, unexpected. So I can only support IEEE or double float parsing. So the question is just, do either of these actually support the full IEEE float parsing? Because there are semantics, I know. There's a whole list of semantics, these ones. So if it's IEEE, does that mean we get all the way up to IEEE quad? If we're doing double, do we get PPC double double? Like, what semantics are allowed for each class? I have no idea. I don't intend to need all of these, but I would like to parse at least bigger than double, because that exists. If it has to be IEEE quad, that's fine by me. And this is also IEEE, so maybe I do just want IEEE float parse, and it should handle all the IEEE cases. That's my best guess, is we just do that, and we hope for the best. I guess I could go look for the get semantics call. Uses layout this. What is uses layout return? So PPC, PowerPC, I guess, something. So double is for everything not IEEE. IEEE. God, fuck, hold on. I might be hitting that point where my voice wants to give out. And if that's the case, I should probably stop streaming, because streaming makes me want to talk more. So I might stop here. We'll come back to parsing ints, floats, and strings next time. If I don't do it off camera, because I might. Fuck, my throat hurts, yeah. So 2.5 hours, not terrible. We got, still not done with the Lexer. The Lexer's going to be another couple of days probably. Which is fine, because I need to figure out how I want to architect the parser anyway. So I'll leave it here so I don't kill my throat. And we'll do IEEE float parse when we get there, Thanks for watching. Thanks for your help, Suraid. I'll ping you if I need anything else in the meantime. God. I'm gonna go relax my throat. Join the Discord if you want to talk. There's links in the description for the project, or at least my repository, my GitHub. You'll find it there. Bye-bye.